Hello internet friends, my name is Catherine and I'm the human behind Creation Miss Couture, and today we are doing a leaf no dye and it's going to be super fun, full of color, and just like going with the flow and getting what we're getting. So without further ado, let's get into today's episode. You know what that means? It means that we need to clear off some of my leaf no dye shelf because I have too many containers. I need to clean that up and yep. So let's get into the pan. So I'm going to already add my citric acid here. So we're going to be using 4 skeins of my classic sock. So this means that we have 1 tablespoon of citric acid in here. And we're going to do the dry version of this just for fun. Because why not? Okay, I'm going to start with a tiny bit of this blue. I don't want a whole lot of it, so I'm just going to put this much into the water because I'm not going to use the entire thing. But we know that it's going to bleed forever if we do that, so we're not going to do that. Come on. We might readjust and add more. But as of right now, I don't want more than that. I think I put like a teaspoon, so maybe 10 milliliter of that blue in here. Could be wrong. Could be more. Could be less. Who knows? I didn't measure anything because it's a leaf no dye, and when I do leaf no dye, I just want to have fun with the process. Here. So, like this. So normally I would pre-soak my skeins of yarn, but for this technique I don't. Because it's just to have fun. Okay, let's add another skein here. And then we're going to turn on the heat. So I've just added, I don't remember if I told or mentioned it, but there is 8 cups of tap water in here. There we go. And the main reason I didn't want to add more than that much of blue is because I'm fairly certain that it is carabine blue, and we already know that carabine blue has a tendency to, overpower a lot of stuff. It's not as bad as Kelly green. Kelly green is quite intense. But yeah, so it is a little crooked. I don't know if it's the camera that's crooked or not. Yeah, it's the camera that's crooked. Oh well, whatever. So this is why I have only a little bit of it because we don't want the entire thing to be only blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this soak the blue for a little bit, and then we're going to come back and we're going to see what I want to do. See you. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to unwrap those and place them in here. Okay, so we can see that we don't have all of the skeins wet, just where we have most of the thing, but it's not okay because we're going to be adding quite a bit of. Oh, it looked like there was quite a bit of pigment in this, but there's almost none. Oh, well, that's fine. Okay, so this is brown. That's interesting. I'm going to add a tiny bit of blue. I'll just like 1 line of blue here. Like this. We're going to do pink because of why not pink? And it's going to give us some nice transition colors. I'm going to keep some for the other side, just to see if I want to add more. We might do some speckling later. I don't know yet. And here, what do we have here? More brown. Okay. Good thing that pink and brown do look good together. Oh, I have quite a bit of residue, so I think, so what I'm going to do, I think those are two different browns. So what we're going to do, I have some water here that will be able to try to scratch and like clear off that pigment, but I don't think we have I don't think we have a whole lot of pigment left in the bottom of this. So this is one of the reasons why I like to work with fresh as much as possible, because if you keep your, wait a second, I'm just going to add this here, because if you keep your concentrate of stock solution in containers, you can see here we have like this harsh line. So this is something to be very aware of when you're working with stock solution, so you can avoid having that happen to you. Oh, this is a nice peach color. Because when you work with stock solution, the residue can accumulate, so you won't have an accurate color at the end of it, compared to if you were when you're working with fresh stock solution. So this is just something to keep in mind if you're going to be working with stock solution that you've pre-mixed. Okay, so we're going to let this cook for like 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back to flip it on the other side. I will see you in 10. Okay, so it's time to switch the yarn. Sorry about that. It seemed that my storage for the memory was too full. So we're going to add the pink here because I want to have a little bit more of those purple transition, and we're going to add another light line of that blue, because I know we're going to have problems if I have more than that. So, and I found this purple. Ooh, that's very pretty. It might be blue. Is it blue or is it purple? And I think I'm going to add another line of blue right here. Here we go. And I think I have some yellow. I have some yellow here. And you can probably, I don't know if you can see, oh yeah, you can see all the clumps of the dry powder. It happens sometimes, so what it's going to most likely do is create some speckle effect at the top over here. Okay. So we're going to let this cook for like 10 minutes, and we're going to come back. I'm going to twist them, and I will see if I do. I will most likely do some speckling because I like it. Okay, see you in 10. Okay. Oops. Let's do this. So when you are creating resistance like this and twisting your skein to expose more bare sides to your skeins, just make sure that you are like doing it the same way for all of the skeins. I think I'm going to add one line of that nice blue purple color here, like that. That should be interesting. So that way we can, like, you can recreate more easily your colorways, just to make it easier on you. So take it a note and stuff like that. This is going to be a very interesting color. It's very outside of the colors that I usually do. I'm not going to lie. Very eclectic, I would say. Okay, so we are going to be speckling with, I think, True Black. Yeah, black will tie in everything together, I feel. Okay. Which means that we need a respirator, because you need to make sure that this is a respirator that will catch any fine particles, so you won't be breathing those fine particles. It doesn't have to be a specific brand, just make sure that it will catch your fine particles, because we only have one pair of lungs, so please protect them. Okay. So let's do this pickling. And I'm going very lightly with the True Black because it's one of those colors that spreads a lot. And when you're pickling, make sure that you keep your fingers very tight together and like this, so you will have a better control over what you're doing. So now that's done, I can remove my respirator. And we're going to do 30 minutes on the stove, and we're going to come back to see what it looks like and if we need more cooking time. So I will see you in 30 minutes. Okay, let's take a look. And we are good to go. So we're going to turn off the heat, let it completely cool off before washing off any excess dye. Especially when it comes to speckling, I want to do a thorough job because sometimes we have dry clumps at the surface and also on the tie wraps. So we want to make sure that we remove all of that with the bath. So I will see you when it's time to do that. See you later. Okay, so we're going to wash off excess dye from this Leave dye. I am expecting, I think we're going to have some colors that will bleed. And it's not necessarily because it didn't strike properly. Ooh, look colors in the bath. It's more because of the speckling, because I'm pretty sure I've seen some dry powder on the zip ties. So I think we're going to see some color in the water because of that. And like, look, I've got some colors on my hands, so I do believe we're going to see some colors. It wouldn't be too much. Okay, so I'm just going to put this and let it soak for like 10 minutes, and we're gonna come back. Okay, let's look at this. Oh, okay, well, I thought I saw some dry powder, but apparently I was wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the spin dryer, and we're going to let it dry overnight. No color at all. And we will see the final result tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow for the final results. Bye. And here's the final result for our leaf no dye behind with all the crazy colors that I could find. And I was going for something more subtle when I was first choosing my leftover colors, but it turns out quite Lisa Frank inspired, which I'm not mad. I think it's super interesting, because sometimes when you're doing leave no dye, you are afraid that you're going to end up with something that is going to be brown. If you don't like brown, that's terrible. But you don't have the same control you would have if you had planned properly the colors, you know? So it was so interesting, and I'm very happy that I did add the speckle of black here, because it really ties in the whole thing, in my personal opinion. And that's also what gives those cheetah print, like cheetah Lisa Frank notebook from the 90s. Oh gosh, what a time to be alive. So I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please consider sharing, liking, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye!